everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and I'm going to do a real quick one here about this letter from Senator Whitehouse. Yeah, the Democrats are not happy about Whitaker. Makes me like the guy even more. Anyway, here is a letter that he sent out, and several of them signed it, but just want to give you a little bit of an overview on it. We write to request an update on and additional information about how the Department of Justice is assessing potential conflicts of interest, financial, professional, and political, of Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker and Assistant Attorney General Brian Benskowski. For background, some of these are renewed requests because DOJ has either failed to respond or has provided incomplete responses. In other words, responses the Democrats aren't thrilled with, to prior requests from Congress. We appreciate the efforts your offices are making to ensure these individuals have been properly vetted. To maintain the public's interest in an impartial DOJ, I wish they'd have been this concerned back when Holder and Loretta Lynch were in there. Really? We urge you to provide prompt, complete, and public responses to the issues we raise below. Okay, I'm not going to go through all this, but essentially what they're trying to do is say, ooh, look at this. This Whitaker guy, he used to work for this organization called FACT. It was a Republican organization that was trying to force Democrats to be ethical. I mean, serious, that's really what the situation is. And so they're trying to claim that Whitaker wasn't ethical, that he didn't file the proper papers, and that he needs to recuse himself because he has this conflict from working with this organization all this time. And they know that this organization is essentially just, here's what they call it. Donors Trust has been described as the dark money ATM for the right, which allows wealthy contributors who want to donate millions to the most important causes on the right to do so anonymously, essentially scrubbing the identity of those underwriting conservative and libertarian organizations. Good grief. Now, if you don't know what psychological projection is, you need to see my video, and I'm going to try to link to it up there in the corner. My video on Nancy Pelosi and psychological projection, because that's what's happening right here. Projection. They are trying to accuse Whitaker of all these unethical things because that's what they do. And so they think that because that's how they work, everybody else is guilty too. Or at least they're going to take their accusations and put it on the Republicans because that keeps the heat off of them. And so essentially they're taking everything they're guilty of and they're placing it on the Republicans, just like Nancy Pelosi did in that video. So this whole letter, if you read through it, and I will put the link down below just like usual so you can see it for yourself and share it with people. It's just a matter of them going through and saying, look, he did something unethical, although he didn't. He was just participating in this organization, which he has every right to do as a private citizen, which he was at the time. So it's like, yeah, nobody can do anything before they get into office. They're just grasping at straws. They really are. And this FACT organization, look at what it says here. Given Mr. Whitaker's activities at FACT discussed below, a necessary part of any conflict of interest review by your offices will be to determine the real parties that funded Mr. Whitaker's activities. Yeah! Are you interested in finding out who the real people are funding the Democrats? How about George Soros and all those people? Why is it they don't want to be investigated? They don't want anybody looking into who their donors are, but woo, we gotta look into all this. Yeah, it's crazy. And he was this organization's executive director until joining the Justice Department in 2017. So yes, he was, but that's what his job was. I mean, it's like, you know, you're never going to get anybody into the Department of Justice who is totally devoid of any bias or anything like that. I mean, let's be real. People have political biases, and especially if you're working in politics and you're working in the government, you're going to have a political bias. What you have to look at is how it affects people's work. Anyway, a lot of this is very bogus, really. If you read through this, it's just like, Yeah, they're trying to say that he did all this illegally and it all needs to come out, and he's got all these footnotes and everything. And they're like talking points memo. How about this one? Expose the dark money ATM of the conservative movement by Mother Jones. Ooh, that's a reliable, non-biased source. I mean, serious. This is how he does it. So he goes through, he mentions all this, and then he does the same on this guy here with the big long name that I'm not going to say again. And, he's like the assistant there. So they're trying to take him down too because, in other words, they just don't want anybody who's a Republican. The only person they're going to be satisfied with in this position is a Democrat. So as long as it's not a Democrat, they're going to be whining about it. So more whine from the Democrats. If you go down here, way down at the bottom, here's what they want, and basically it's just, we want you to find something wrong with him so we can get him out. They're scared of this guy. They really are. And they all signed here. They got all the lovely little signatures. I'm sure you're used to seeing those names. And then, because it's from the Senate Judiciary. And then down here's an Appendix A that you really should take time to read. I'm not going to read them all, but this is like all the good things about this guy. The things about him that we like. So in February 2015, Mr. Whitaker, on behalf of FACT, filed a complaint with the FEC alleging a Democratic data firm made illegal contributions to the Democratic Party and various Democratic committees. So what was Whitaker doing? He was actually doing good things. He was trying to expose the Democrat corruption. And you go on. In March 2015, Mr. Whitaker, on behalf of FACT, wrote a letter to Attorney General Holder requesting the Attorney General's office initiate an action to recover all of Secretary Clinton's email correspondence from her private account during the time she served as Secretary of State. Oh, what a fiend he was for trying to get her emails. Oh! See, this is the kind of stuff Whitaker was doing. He's a good guy. He is a white hat. And he's somebody who knows the corruption of the Democrats, and he's going to take them on. It just goes on. I mean, the whole list, you can read through it. It is more and more. He was trying to get people to be investigated. He was really trying to do work for the American people by exposing this stuff. I mean, down here, see, it has a complaint with the Internal Revenue Service against the Clinton Foundation for payments it made to the 2008 Clinton campaign. All of these things are things that Republicans are cheering Whitaker on for. And he's putting it down as, oh, this is terrible that he did this. That's really what this whole letter's about. Read these things at the bottom. I think they're really interesting to see what all Whitaker was doing. He did a great thing. Oh, look at this one. In September 2018, FACT asked DOJ to investigate 3 outside political groups for allegedly illegally running a crowdfunding website meant to bribe Senator Susan Collins over her upcoming vote on the confirmation of United States Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. What's wrong with that? Wasn't that a good thing? I mean, that should have been investigated. I don't know. Anyway, it's just, if you read through it, all of those things are things that Republicans really want to see done because it's exposing corruption. And of course, the Democrats don't want to see it done because they're the ones trying to hide things. So I'm going to put this down below. You can read it at your leisure, but oh, it just, when you read through it, it's like, really? Seriously? They just don't like this guy. And because they don't like him so much, it makes me like him all the more. So you go, Acting Attorney General Whitaker, you go. And I've heard that he's already approved the release of all those documents that POTUS declassified and that the House Republicans have been asking for all this time. Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? I hope that's our Christmas present. So wait for it. It's coming very soon. I don't know why they haven't been released yet. I don't know the situation, but I'm pretty sure they're coming out before the end of the year. So hang in there, folks. It's coming soon. And hey, just remember that you can go to my Patreon account. You don't have to sign up as a patron, although I'm not going to say no if you would. That would be wonderful. And you can check out all the links that I put in there, because quite often when I'm researching for my videos, I come across other things that wouldn't really make a good video, but they are interesting or something that might lead to something else. So I put those in there and you can go through. It's kind of like my research blog. So you can go through and you can look at that. You don't even have to sign up for Patreon. But if you do sign up for Patreon, then you can follow me. And so when new posts come up, it'll show on your Patreon page. And of course, the big thing is check your subscription status, because if you've subscribed to me, sometimes people are getting removed from being subscribed. So please make sure that you check that. Make sure you click the subscribe button, and then also click that little bell so you'll get notifications when I put out videos. I'm trying to be more regular with them. I'm trying to get one a day, but because of some health issues that I'm struggling with, I can't always get them out consistently at the same time every day. So I'm trying. I'm really working at it. But anyway, one of my goals for Christmas is I really, really want to hit 40,000 subscribers by Christmas. So please help me reach that goal. Just click that little subscribe button, okay? Give me a thumbs up. Those are always good too. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you later.